What's going on, guys? Sniper here. Well, it's finally here and unveiled, guys. Resident Evil 2 Remake is finally upon us. A project that started back in 2015 with a simple as hell announcement trailer with Yoshiaki Hidebayashi, who is the producer of Capcom's R&D division, standing in front of a TV monitor wearing a t-shirt saying, "We do it."
開発決定いたしました。ありがとうございます。もう本当言葉通り We do it.
During that video, he warned us that we're not gonna see anything about the remake until it's ready to be shown. And he was actually serious. This video was literally the only thing that we had seen that confirmed anything to do with the remake. Well, since the game has finally been shown in all its glory, I'm here to show you the things that have been noticed or confirmed within the gameplay that has been featured. Oh, and by the way, I may become a little too hyped during this video since Resident Evil 2 is my top favourite Resi game ever. Like seriously. Well, along with Resident Evil 3, it's too hard to choose between the two, man. To start off, the police station is now a safe haven for the citizens of Raccoon City. In the original game, the police station was just, well, a police station, and the citizens were pretty much left to fend for themselves. This time around the remake, the Raccoon City Police Department have been rounding up civilians to use the station as a shelter due to the zombie apocalypse happening outside. Although this act of heroism grants the police department some good karma points by me, it wasn't all that easy for them. Apparently fights and breakdowns from the citizens were happening throughout. Leon Kennedy is now exactly how I wanted to see him in this game. He's just a 21-year-old rookie, fresh-faced, baby-faced, naive with dimples and all. First day on the job having not the faintest idea what the hell is going on around him. This is all evident in the original, but it's all emphasized better this time. When talking to Marvin, the cop he meets at the station, Leon has deep regret for being kept back an extra week before all this happened. He has a lot of empathy and sympathy in this remake. But to be honest, he's always been like this since the original. It's just a lot more easier to see and express thanks to, well, technology. Marvin has more screen time and is portrayed as a mentor in this one.
And don't make my mistake. If you see one of those things, uniform or not, you do not hesitate. You take it out. Or you run. Got it?
Yes, sir.
In the original, you meet him once, he tells you what's going on and you leave. Then the next time you go see him, well, you all know what happens. In this one though, it looks like the more times you advance through the game, he will be in more critical condition than he was earlier. The rooms and environments in the game are vastly different, but they look very recognizable at the same time. The rooms are much bigger and a hell of a lot more detailed. Judging from this gameplay though, the story is obviously all still there, but is more fleshed out, pun intended. There's more narrative, better told from the looks of things, more immersive in terms of story and gameplay, and just looks like it's a much bigger experience overall. You know, like a remake is supposed to be. There were times in Resident Evil 2 where some situations were left to the imagination and diaries. They had to read throughout the game to get a general understanding due to technical limitations, which of course is all well and good. It's completely fine. Just that now, since games are developed at a wide scale, they can include all of that in any way, shape or form. It looks like typewriters may be still used to save the game files. The inventory is very Resident Evil 7 influence. Also, the game is using the Resident Evil 7 engine. As if you can't tell, the graphics are absolutely incredible. It looks like they're more enhanced than they were in Resi 7. It might be because VR was an option you could use in 7 and the graphics had to be scaled down a notch. But because VR isn't the focus for Resi 2 Remake, they can now go all out. The game is dark as fuck. I mean, the Resident Evil series has always been dark, but I'm talking about in both atmosphere and setting in this one. The darkness just looks so claustrophobic, man. Not to mention, the environment can literally affect Leon at times depending on the situations you put yourself in. He will start to panic in stressful situations or when overwhelmed with too many zombies. He'll start to breathe heavily and even just lose his shit sometimes. The combat knife has a gauge to indicate how long it can be used for. It can be used as a counter-attack and can be retrieved when the zombie is dead. Another thing to add is that there is no melee combat in the game, so don't expect to see Leon turn and kick a zombie in the head. Remember, he is a novice in this game. The only thing that he can use in some form of combat is, like we mentioned, the combat knife. Zombies can still smash and climb through windows. To stop this from happening, Leon can find pieces of wood scattered throughout the building to board up the windows to prevent zombies climbing through. Leon still has an electrocardiogram to represent his health status, and like in original Resident Evil fashion, the more damage you take, the more battle damage and injured you look. Another thing to note, which I think is an amazing attention to detail, is that bite mark runes and Leon's body will stay, even when healed with health sprays or herbs. I always love little details like that in video games. Combining gunpowder and herbs is all still here. Handgun ammo is harder to come by than the original. Bullets are still obviously there, but it takes more firepower to take zombies down. Zombies are a lot more challenging in this game. Shooting them in the head doesn't always cut it. Not too much info has been said about it, but Capcom has already confirmed that Claire's story scenario will still be in the game. This is awesome news to me. I always love how both characters were in the same building but were going through completely different situations and settings. Well, all that is pretty much what we know so far about the remake. There may be a couple of things I missed. If you find them, then list them in the comments. I still can't believe this game is finally being remade. Like I mentioned, it's my favourite in the series, and the amount of playthroughs I've done for it in my life since I was 10 years old are uncountable. Also, this game comes out on the 25th of January, so, to end off, stay gold and stay Genki, my friends.